Hello everyone. Welcome back to the new concept planning process. As planning is an activity, there are certain reasonable measures for every manager to follow. Now, let us learn more about the steps involved in planning process. Mainly, there are 7 steps in planning process. They are setting up of objectives, developing planning premises, identification of alternative courses of action, evaluating alternative courses of action, selecting the best alternative, implementing the plan, and the last one is follow up action. All these steps should go in order. Let us learn in detail. The first step in planning process is setting objectives. This is the primary step in the planning process which specifies the objectives of organization, that is what an organization wants to achieve. The planning process begins with the setting of objectives. What are objectives? We know that every organization has its own aim or goals or targets. The goals can be increase in sales or increase in profits, etc. The objectives are specific and they are measurable in terms of units. To make any plan, first you should have an objective. You should know for what you are planning. And without intention or goal, you cannot plan. The second step involved in planning process is developing planning premises. Planning premises are making assumptions for the future. We know that future is uncertain. So, some assumptions are made in the form of forecast or past policies or environment conditions, etc. So, after setting up of objectives, you need to make an assumptions about the future. The third step is identifying alternative courses of action. Once the objectives are set and assumptions are made, then the next step is to act upon them. There may be many ways to achieve the objectives. The planner or the manager need to identify all the options or choices. All these alternative courses should be identified. That means manager need to collect all the choices or alternatives which are available to him. The next step is to evaluate the alternative courses of action. Manager need to closely examine each of the alternative plans. Every option will go through an examination where all the merits and demerits will be weighted. The alternative plans need to be evaluated and examined. The next step is selecting the best alternative. Finally, we reach the decision making stage of the planning process. In the previous step, we identify the various choices and those choices are examined. Now, in this step, we need to make the right choice by selecting the best choice. The ideal plan must be selected where the plan is more profitable. That means out of many alternatives, you need to make or you need to select the best plan. The sixth step in planning process is implementing the plan. It means bringing your ideas or plans into action. In this step, managers communicate the plan to the employees clearly to convert the plans into action. That means the selected plan will bring into action. Finally, we reach to the last step, that is follow-up action. After bringing the plans into action, you need to follow up those actions. It is necessary to check the progress in the implementation of plans. For that, you need to monitor the plan. Follow-up action will ensure that objectives are achieved effectively and efficiently. Points to remember. Thank you. Happy learning.